in that 10-year period?
We need to insulate all the housing stock. We need to turn over the economy so it's completely electrified. We need to have all the energy coming from renewables. We need to have a social transformation so that the rich are taxed and pay their fair share. And we need to organise communities along cooperative lines so that people can learn to adapt to these changes, these traumatic changes that are going to happen, whatever happens.
Which we should be clear are coming regardless, even if we stop all carbon emissions today, which we're not doing.
Absolutely. This is a matter of physics. It's not a matter of political opinion. These changes are coming. We've left it far too late for massive increases in temperatures not to happen. What we're looking at now is whether we're going to go extinct or not. And I know that sounds like science fiction, but it's true. We all just need to look at those figures. 425 parts per million. I mean, as I said in your previous shows, it's like going to a doctor. This is cancer.
Right.
And, if you don't like it, then that's fine, but that's not going to stop you from dying. The only option is, do you actually want to accept this is the situation or don't you? If you don't, you're going to die. If you do, then there's a chance. But you're going to have to get a move on. And that's what we're saying. We're saying this to everyone in society, not just to, progressives or whatever. We're saying this to everyone. And then we're saying, wake up. Because at the end of the day, we've all got kids, right? We've all got, young people we know. And if we have any feelings of empathy or responsibility as a younger generation, it's all hands on deck. And the most civilised way of dealing with the situation is to come together as countries, as the world, in these citizens' assemblies, and allow the ordinary people of the world to decide what to do. Because after all, it's their lives.
You have powerful interests. We can begin with the U.S. military, which I think is, certainly within the United States, the greatest contributor to greenhouse gases. You have the fossil fuel industry, ExxonMobil. They have a long track record of deception, political manipulation, and let's call it for what it is, essentially legalized bribery. And I was at Standing Rock. They will use violence. These paramilitaries and mercenaries, many of them who'd come back from Iraq and Afghanistan, had no identification on them at all, carrying long-barreled weapons. You have powerful vested interests that, should you gain a critical mass, will be vicious in terms of fighting back.
Yeah, and that's what progressives have been telling themselves for the last 30 years, and the subliminal message of that is we're already defeated. Well, Extinction Rebellion doesn't agree. We've looked at the literature, and the irony is the more powerful the opposition, in some ways, the more likely you are to win. And the reason for that is because of the backfiring effect. If the powers that be choose to repress this popular movement, then they'll trigger greater mobilisation. Now, there's no absolute guarantee of that, there's nothing guaranteed in this world, but they're playing a very dangerous game, because people will realise what's going on when they see people suffering in the street as a result. And this has happened, as you know, over and over again. This isn't some weird theory, right? This happens over and over again, particularly in the Global South. If you use violence against the population, then there's a good chance the population will continue and exponentially increase its activities against the regime. And obviously in London, the state's been very smart. It's just been, nicely putting us into peace plans and what have you. But in October, if they do opt for violence, then they'll be shaking a big dice. And, the people of Britain aren't stupid. They know something terrible is going to happen, and they won't like it when people are getting dragged off the street, particularly when they're grannies or 10-year-olds. So there's only one option here, which is to actually accept the reality, come around the table, negotiate, and allow people to decide, the future of this world.
Isn't a key component that you need the empathy?